Oh, I've just noticed it here as well. You know these little rubber sort of anti-vibration pads that go on each of the brackets? I've got all 3 of them on. It took me about 4 attempts to get it on, because when you lift it on, it always knocks one of them off. I thought I had it, but that one just needs tweaking a little bit, so I'll do that. Right then, welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody is well. Some of you might recognise this build here. It was from about 8 months ago. We'd done a bathroom. We did a bathroom on it, then they had an extension off the back, so we then did an ensuite on it, underfloor heating, did a load of radiator work, and they wanted to get in the tail end of the year. They had enough and they just wanted to get in. It was all finished off. However, we still had the downstairs cloakroom to take out and replace. They were going away. I was dead busy into the tail end of the year, so they said, right, I'll do it as one of the first jobs back in 2024. So that's what we've come to do. I'm going to take the downstairs cloakroom out while I'm away on holiday. Nathan, my tiler, is going to come in, get it tiled, get the floor tiled, so that when we get back, we're ready to go. But first off, let's get it stripped out. I've turned the water off at the back of the garage already, so we'll go inside and I'll show you what it is. It's dead straightforward. It's just a toilet coming out, basin coming out, carpet up, and just getting it basically ready for the tiler. Let's go and have a look. So here we go, this is it. Toilet's coming out. In fact, this is the toilet where we replaced, just before Christmas, that Thomas Dudley Hydroflow. I popped that in for as a freebie because I knew we were coming to take this out. So as I said, it's dead straightforward. I'm going to strip the basin out, strip the waste pipe work out, because as you can see, it's higher there than it is over in that corner there. So when we come to redo it, I'll put new waste around there. Hot and colds are fine. We're going to have it boxed in anyway. And then what we're going to have on that back edge is a 200 unit, 500 toilet unit, and then another 200 unit with a worktop along the top. And then here, where the basin is, we're going to have just a really small sort of cloakroom basin. So yeah, strip this out, get the carpet up, and get it ready and prepped so that Nath, my tiler, can get in and get some tiles down, and then when he's done and I'm back off holiday, we can begin putting that unit in and getting this sinking. So water's off, let's get it stripped out. So first off, we've dropped all the water out the cistern. I think I showed you this on the previous video. You don't see many of these, just a flapper basically. Button works like that, obviously lifts the arm up, pulls that up and drops the whole contents of the cistern out. So yeah, don't see many of them. We'll get that out, get the toilet out. So we'll just cut the cord off here, pop a cap on it. Same with the basin same with the basin pipes. Just pop 2 push fit caps on it, and then we can strip it all out. Easy enough. Now this is going to be one of the very, very few times this will ever happen. The nuts underneath on the wing nuts came off straight away. No rusting, not seized up, absolutely nothing. Never happens, trust me. Whenever you go to a toilet like this, you're getting the angle grinder out and you're cutting the bolts off the bottom. But thankfully, it weren't too bad. So it's only that one. That one's just, I was going to say stuck in the wall, won't round it off because it's rusty, but it's not a problem. It'll just come straight out. Right, let's get this out, get the pan out. Right, there we go. All stripped out, toilet's out, basin's out, carpet's up. Ready for Nath, my tiler, to get in. He'll have to prep the floor a little bit, get his tiles down. They're going to carry on going all the way under the stairs in there. And then when that's done, you can come back, get the units in, get the basin in, and see what we're going to do. I think we're going to tile around here and maybe tile around the back. But for now, it's ready for Nath to get the tiling done. So then we've got the heating draining down. Got a little job to do at a property that we've done other work at. We did the bathroom probably 6 months ago here, not the bathroom, sorry, the ensuite here. And when we was working here, the customer wanted a couple of other little bits done, but I didn't have time to do it. As always, we're dropping it now to get them done. So we're currently draining the heating down from the bottom of the stairs because we've got a rod to change up in the bedroom and a shower screen to change in the bathroom. This is coming out. Whip this one out, put a new one up. But to start off, we're taking this rad off, and the customer supplied a new one to go on there. Now I've just had a quick look. I think the valves he's got are 15mm valves, and these are 10mm by the looks of it. So we may have to alter that slightly, or see if the original ones, because it looks like they've got reducers on, will go into the bottom of the valves. But first off, let's get the heating system drained out. It is the job that we did this little ensuite on. It looks really well. It's been in probably 4 months now. Still looks spot on. So with the heating drain down now, just undone this valve, whipped it off. As you can see, there's nothing in there. I have got my plumb thumb just to go on the end there when we carry it out. But these pipes are 10mm plastic John Guest or Speedfit or whatever it is, and we've got plenty of movement on them. So if you've got to trim them down to get the new valves on, it's perfect. Right, what we'll do is get this plumb thumb on the end here. These are so handy. They just screw on the end like so. It just means that you can lift the rad off without any of the black crap or any water or anything coming out of the rad, because it's completely sealed, that end. Make sure your vent's turned off at the end. We can lift this up, take it down, and then we've got the replacement rad here. This one's 120, this one's 120, so touch wood, it should be a fairly straightforward change. Might have to just shoot off and get some adapters for this 10mm though, but that's not the end of the world. So let's get this one out, brackets off the wall, get this one marked up, and we can get it hung. Right then, we've got the old rad off, and we're going to put this column rad on now. Some column rads can be an absolute nightmare to hang because the brackets are all sort of off centre. Even though the centre line's here, they're dipped down. These ones, I'll show you, are perfect because when that bracket sits on that column, it sits directly in the middle of the column here. So you can work out your centres from there to the centre of that one. And also, because you want these ones, well, I always have them slightly higher off the floor because aesthetically I think they look a lot better. So always make sure that the bracket can sit above the skirting slightly, because I've done it before, I think everyone's done this before, is measured it up, drilled the brackets out, gone to put the bracket on, and if the bottom of the bracket is longer, it will foul on the bottom of the skirting, so always double check that. But with this, we can get the bracket on there, centre's there, so we also know that centre line is going to be exactly where the valve's going to go. And as I said, we've got plenty of play in these. So we'll get the 4 brackets hung now, get the rad dropped on, make the valves in. As I said, I might have to shoot off and get some 10mm reducers for these pipes. I might have some in the van. I'll see. I might have some in here. I don't know. I'll have a look. Let's get this hung. So the new rad's hung on the wall now. Do you know what is the hardest bit? Oh, I've just noticed it here as well. You know these little rubber sort of, what they call, sort of anti-vibration pads that go on each of the brackets. I've got all 3 of them on. It took me about 4 attempts to get it on, because when you lift it on, it always knocks one of them off. I thought I had it, but that one just needs tweaking a little bit, so I'll do that. But anyway, we've got the rad on. Just come to sort the valve out. Now, I've took the original one off and managed to find a reducing set in the van. So, we've put the reducing set into here, down to 10mm. To be fair, it's the same reducing set that's on it at the minute. So what we're going to do is just cut off the original one here, like so, and then the new one that I've already put into the valve. If you've never seen one before, I'm sure people have. Let me just show you. So you've got your valve there, you've got that bit there, there's like the little recess bit on the top, that sits internally into the valve, and then, it's hard to do one-handed. Need to get a, I need to get a cameraman, I think. It's hard to do one-handed, right, but just sits in there, get your nut done up, and then when you tighten it up, obviously clamps onto the plastic there. So that's that one, like so. Just don't want to push it down and drop it under the floor. We'll get that one on, and then it's exactly the same for the other end. So I can use 2 hands now. I just don't want to push this down and drop it under the floor, because that would completely knacker everything up. So we'll pop that on there like so. I'm going to get a little bit of paste on it, to be honest. You get some paste on it, and then can make it onto the other side of the rad here. like so, and that's that one done. So we get this pasted up, get the other one pasted up, get it tightened on, and then we can fill the heating back up and check everything's all right. There we go, on, valves connected up. Let's go down now, turn the drain off on the rad down in the hallway, get it filled up, get some heat on and test the rad. Like I always say, always heat test when you add a rad into a system because it might need balancing out slightly. So we'll go and do that, get it heat tested, make sure it's getting nice and warm. Right, with that rad done in that other room, we've got to switch out this shower screen here. Hopefully it's fairly straightforward. My only little concern is sometimes when you take these profiles off, it can loosen tiles behind here. So I've checked them, they seem okay, but until we get that off, we won't know. But we'll take these 3 screws out now, get this front panel off, and then we'll get the profile off and make sure the tiles are okay before refitting the new one. Right, so we've got those 2 screws out. If we lift this profile, lift the screen out now, come out fairly easy. Then what we've got here is just these screws that are holding it to the wall. So we'll get them undone, slice down that silicone beading, and hopefully it'll just come off. So it feels like, I think it might be tucked behind the architrave a little bit, but let's get it sliced down there. Perfect. Right, that's that profile off. Let's get this cleaned up. Got a random little bit of wood here. But yeah, let's get this silicone off, cleaned up, ready for the new one. Right, we got away with it. All the tiles are absolutely fine going up there. So we've took the old profile off, cleaned it all up, got the old silicone off, got the new profile here. So that's going to sit, as always with these profiles, just there. So what I'll do, I'll level it up, get it screwed to the wall, and then we can work from that profile. This screen has got a fixed panel here and then a pivot panel here. So I think it's got like a stabilisation bar that's going to go across the top. So we get this on first, and then we can concentrate on that first screen that's going to go on. There we go, shower screen is all in. I didn't show you too much of that because, to be completely honest, I just got carried away and cracked it in. But as I said, we've got the brace bar on the top, fixed panel there, and a little flipper there. Nice, practical, usable shower screen. I quite like these actually. So yeah, there you go, 2 little jobs ticked off the list. Again, just ones that have been in the diary from before Christmas, but we've got it done now, ticked off, jobbing around.